Hello. Impromptu part 2 of 2011 requests listening party. However, this is different than normal because I have the requests that we're going to listen to today already, and we're not going to add any more on, unfortunately. This is a result of mismanaging my time last time and having more requests than we could possibly fit in 2 hours. Which means we might have to start doing things differently. So at the end of the stream, I'll ask for your feedback on a couple ideas I have of how to handle this moving forward. Yes, Nuggets, guitar, and music. Ozzy Osbourne died today. I mean, I knew that, he had some health problems, and he just did that farewell concert and raised all this money for charity. But still a shock. I wouldn't say like I'm a Black Sabbath fan. I mean, how could you not respect and know, Ozzy and all he's contributed to metal. So that we're not doing an Ozzy live stream today, although that's a good idea. I didn't think about that. So here we're going to be listening to 6 songs that are left over from Sunday. We got Opeth. We have Something in Japanese. We have Dalí's Car, St. Vincent, Mastodon, Death Grips. Actually, that's it. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3. No, it's 6. Okay, I can count. Cool. Yeah. So since this is impromptu, I know it's not going to be a lot of people in the stream, but there will be a replay. So of course, if I play one of the requests that was yours, you can watch this later. Okay. So I kind of want to just start with the Japanese one because I have a feeling it's going to be a lot, and I just want to dive right in, But I guess the name of the group in its English translation is Macintosh Plus. And the image that I'm seeing on the screen looks very vaporwave, something that I apparently is a genre that I was into a few years ago, according to Spotify Wrapped. I don't know what that really means, but I don't know if it is vaporwave. It has that aesthetic, the image, so we'll see. And it's the 4th track on this album, Floral Shop, but it's in Japanese, so I can't read it. I'll put the... Let's see, which is this? Here, it's the kanji. I always get the kanji and the hiragana. Hiragana mixed up. No, it's the hiragana of it. Katakana? Okay, sorry. Okay, it's that. All right, here it is. Like that. 4th song. Okay. Okay. All right, you ready? I don't know if I am. Let's do it. Okay. Macintosh Plus. Here we go. Okay. Way more chill than I expected. Yeah. that dropped beat is so weird. Okay, that's the next track, right? Oh, no, wait. Okay. Three things. That's not what I thought vaporwave was, and I think Spotify was wrong that was the genre I was listening to. Number 2, yes. Okay, so this is a like slowed down sample of. I mean, it's the whole song, right? But then they like added that that melody, right? And then they like dropped a beat at some point, and then they did that like little loop of just that one section at the end. Okay, yeah. That's some hardcore sampling. I mean, that's like actually, you know what? Other song is so heavily sampled. I didn't realize. So there's this Madonna song, "Every Little Thing That You Say or Do." Time goes by so slowly. That song. The production is mostly a sample of that ABBA song. I think it's an ABBA song, but it's like the intro. And it's funny when this happens because sometimes I'll like really love a certain part of a song and then come to find out that one part I love is actually a sample. And that's the case with that. That song's fine. It's a good song, but I just don't think it would be that interesting without the like that. You know, that's the most exciting part. Yeah. Oh yes, and Steal My Sunshine is another. Yes, that's another one. That's from I can't remember, but I recently found the original and I was like, oh my God. Or maybe I heard the original finally. There's some other ones like that. But you could tell that they slowed down the song, right? His voice had that like pitched formant shift down. So I just have to hear just a little bit of the original because I just have to know like. Oh, okay. So that synth was in the original. So wait, they literally just slow it down? There was a time. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. This is like almost bending the rules a little bit. Like I think that was actually an 80s song that you snuck in 2011. Oh my God. That is funny. Okay. Had some nice chords. I'll say that. And that synth is it's got that like slightly cheesy, almost like it could be played by a saxophone. You know, it just has that like fun. Okay. Good. All right, let's go to Opeth next. Why not? Let's just do it. Okay, so this is Opeth. Do you guys say Opeth or Opeth? Do you actually say the eh? Oh, I'm on a live stream, but yeah, I'll get them later. Thank you. And it's called Nepenthe. Nepenthe. Is that a Greek word? Is that a Greek god? A Greek something? Why does it feel like Greek? It's definitely Greek. Something. Nepenthe. A potion. Nepenthe. A potion used by the ancients to induce forgetfulness of pain or sorrow. Oh my God. That's wow. Okay. All right. Kind of jazzy. Why did I think Opeth was a metal band? It just sounds like metal. Opeth. This was okay. Very unexpected chord changes. It feels kind of like a jam. It's so sparse. Okay, so they're not metal, they're prog, right? Prog metal. Okay. Gotcha. Dynamic changes are wild. This is so quiet that if they were playing this live, like, you would have to be quiet. Or you just drown them out. Pretty. So is there a keyboard player? There's gotta be a keyboard. I love a good waily vocal with a bunch of reverb in the background. Flat six. This is so expectant. Chord. Ooh. I mean, have I listened to Opeth before? I'm sure y'all have requested Opeth before. Like, you know, even before I did the, like, year streams, just doing requests and things, and I do all these song request streams on Patreon. I'm definitely intrigued. That song had a bunch of different parts. You can tell they're all really skilled. Love the singer. I think they're very detail oriented, and I think they probably spent a lot of time on the production. Even and especially during those really sparse, quieter parts. Little details like how much reverb was on his voice, and then at the very end he sings a line that's like completely dry, and that kind of thing. Makes me want to whisper when I talk. Actually, I should probably start talking softer, because sometimes I feel like I'm sort of shredding my voice on these live streams when I'm teaching. I want to be able to have a voice when I'm older. So I'll just do my radio voice from now on. That was Opeth. Nepenthe. Lots of virtuosic soloing in the guitar section. Oh wait, I need more vocal fry, actually, like I'm on NPR. There we go. Yeah, This American Life. But the chord changes in that verse where he's like singing, I just like couldn't. It's fun recognizing patterns, but it's also fun when it's like, oh, I haven't heard this pattern before. I don't, I can't match this to anything else that I have in my database. I can figure out what the chords are in different ways, but as a whole, it's like a new pathway, a different route that I, maybe have never heard before. It seems unlikely that I would never have heard it, but it feels that way. It's like very unfamiliar. And so therefore I couldn't predict where the chords were going to go. And it's interesting hearing melodies written over chord progressions like that, because it makes me wonder how they wrote it. Like a lot of people will write a melody and sort of the chord movements kind of all together. And, but some people, write chords first and then write melodies after, which kind of feels like how maybe that developed, but I don't know, and it's just the change above the drums, right? You got the soft brush, really soft brush jazz drums, and then it explodes into full-on rock. There was like a synth, maybe like an organ kind of sound. That was interesting. Okay, next up is Artemis by Dalí's Car. I don't know this band. This was requested by Thomas. Rest in peace, Mick Karn's posthumous album. Whoa. So that's a fretless bass, right? Moaning. Sounds like 80s. It says it was released in 1984. Are we in the right decade here? It's pretty out there. have the wrong track. I think Thomas had maybe just a little typo in his request. It said Artemis Ride. Get that right? He wrote Artemis Ride, which I typed in and it brought this up, but there's actually a song called Artemis Rise, which is the one that we're supposed to be listening to. And it was a collaboration with Peter Murphy. Okay, sorry about that. A little confusion. Okay, I found the correct track. But that was interesting. Maybe it's like a interpolation of Artemis, I would think. It does kind of have that sound. Okay, yeah, it's like a remake with Peter Murphy. I do like the drums more on this version.
Only Arcadians are type girls. Only Athenians since their origins. Over hundreds who came over wild places and wild things. Our culture was restricted to the surrounding country.
This is actually in 3/4. We were talking about that on Sunday, that not a lot of rock songs are in 3/4. Here we go. The snare's on 2.
Legend telling hound while hunting she bathed, changed into when the lamp shone, Artemis was present. Early month,
These vocal harmonies. I think it's a Dorian. Got a little bit of like a Bowie vibe too. Oh shoot. I was typing something and it vanished. I was gonna say, okay, whatever. I'll just type it while I talk. I have a Band-Aid on my finger, so my typing is not very good today. Do you want to change? Okay, so yeah, that was Peter Murphy from Bauhaus. He has a very, like, him and Bowie both have this very active vibrato. It's almost spooky sometimes, right? And and both singers could do lots of different things with their voice, right? But it's like when they're singing this particular way, there's some similar vibes. And he has some beautiful vocal harmonies on that da 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 da, which is very Dorian. Da, 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 da. And yeah, I was in 3/4. Oh, I see it. Okay, got it. Yeah, it's super rare to hear a lot of popular music in 3/4 because it's just like awkward where you put the snare. Like you either have to put it on 2 or you have to put it on 3, and either way it feels very like lopsided. So this one was like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So you get these 2 kicks in a row, and it's kind of it's interesting, but it gave it this really interesting feeling as a result. That was cool. And the fretless bass is so wild. I don't know what was going on with it. Sometimes it felt like it was disconnected from the song, like it was on its own rhythm, in its own key. But really, I mean, and I'm not sure how he made it sound so wonky, if he was just like, like, but it sounded so liquid, like it was sick, Yeah, it's interesting. But I did like that version a little bit better just because I felt like the drums, they sounded like actual drum kit, and it just had so much power and, dynamics and humanity to it. It just really kind of hit harder. And then, of course, I don't know, we didn't listen to the entire original Artemis, but I'm not sure if there was going to be a vocal in that one. So it was nice to hear like what Peter added to it. It's very cool. Yeah. Okay. Our next request is St. Vincent, Neutered Fruit. And I don't think I've heard this song.
Did you ever really stare at me? Did you ever really stare at me like I stared at you? I ate flowers in the backyard, all finely neutered fruit.
The guitar tone's yummy.
Shot 100 arrows at a throw, 400 sparrows blew. Did you ever really stare at me? Did you
Ooh, cool. Short phrase.
Did you ever really stare at me like I stared at you?
Oh, I love the production on this one. Choral background vocals. Up tempo.
Don't run, little rabbit, run. Don't run, little bunny, run.
that so cool? Did you? So, if you like the way this sounds, this is called a chromatic mediant. You either play 2 major chords or 2 minor chords. It sounds completely different though. Minor sounds spooky, major sounds like this. Play 2 major chords and you play them a third apart. And a third is either a minor third or major third. Either way, it still works. Listen, here's minor. And major would be... I can do this. Major would be... It gives us this really cool sound, and I think it makes creative melodies happen because you kind of have to work around some chromaticism. So I loved that part, and also the way she did the timing of that. Like, it didn't go like 1, 2. Did you ever really care? It wasn't like that. It was like, did you ever really care? Like, the measure was shorter than I expected, and it had this beautiful cyclical nature as a result. But the production was crazy. It was so unexpected, and went through all these phases that, at the end it's like the snare marching kind of snare, and the fast kick and the choral background, lots of block harmony moving around, and then the more like the half tempo, like groovy, in the pocket drum groove, although I don't remember the melodies for that one, but lots of cool distortion on all the guitars and things. And that last section, the da 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 da, yeah, she had the synth like playing along with her in unison, which I think is such a great thing that I think a lot of times, and this happened to me too, we like forget that we can take 2 instruments that sound very different and have them play or sing in unison, and it creates sort of this like, either it creates like a whole new sound in and of itself. It's like mixing 2 sauces together and being like, it's like a new sauce. Or you can sort of taste each sauce, but they're like together now. So a great example of this is like Airbag by Radiohead. The first da 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 da. It's a mellotron cello and then a guitar, electric guitar, and they're playing in unison. So it has this just completely different feeling than if it were just a cello or just a guitar. So a lot of production nuggets in there, and really cool. And she's, I know I've watched interviews, she's always looking for not like whatever is exciting to her, so she'll go through all these different phases in her production and songwriting, constantly evolving, very cool. Okay, next up is Mastodon, Stargasm. And then after that, we'll do Death Grips. And then that's the end of the stream. Okay. Actually, maybe I want to play you something. Pretty. I think it's a flat 6. Oh my God, are those rototoms? Yes. I love the guitar tone. That's it. Part. Nice. Major. Well, you know I love the chorus. And then fire. You know? Makes everything so good. Yeah, a lot of rototoms in that one. I had to breathe through it a little, but the harmony and the guitar tone really. I mean, the drummer's incredible, no doubt. It's just that. It's just the taste of the rototoms. I have a sensitivity. I have an allergy. Super Trash Garbage asks, I got to try to get in early for the requests next time. Yeah, I think so. Well, I'll go over my thoughts about how to proceed after our last song. But years next is 2012. We're going to go forward and to the present. All the way to, I haven't done the math, but if we can't get to 2025 before we get to 2026 in real life, then we'll go all the way to 2026. Okay, next is Guillotine by Death Grips. And I'm going to watch the music video because I've instructed to, but I'm not going to show it because usually that will get the stream blocked. Fuck.
It goes, Guillotine!
Whoa.
Sit in the dark and ponder how I'm fit to make the bottom fall to the floor, and they all fall down. It goes. Out of the shadows, barrage of witch tongue, cobra spit over apocalyptic cold. Killer cauldron, smoke, stop music, seriously. It goes. Can't stop the groove, looks jaws, clear off them locks. Relentless raw movement for the knock. Me to that G-spot body rock connected. To everything you want, ever did want, we got it one knock. Come get us together in that hole and watch me drop this cold guillotine death sentence. Yeah. It goes, guillotine! Hidden all between and beneath every fragmented figure of speech. Tongue in reverse whenever the beat causes my jaws to call. Ow! 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 Yeah! The screen's flashing red, can't see shit ahead. Spinning actresses like planets, out of orbit off the edge of my actions, ripping the doors to far more than all that's ever been said. Tie the cord, kick the gem and you're dead. It goes, 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 it goes. Guillotine! Guillotine! Head of a trick in a bucket, body of a trick in a bag, and thrown in the fire like fuck it. Gotta burn it before it goes bad. But too many times been disgusted by the stench of riding such a drag. Get broke by the street like bloodstained glass. Choke on these nuts to the very last. It goes, it goes, it goes, it goes. Serial number, killing machine. The illest of means. Doing them build on the filthy sound you're experiencing. It goes, 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 Guillotine! Guillotine! Tinted windows, bulletproof. The slip knot fixing rope to noose to the gravestone grinder of cold steel. The passion that blinds me so I feel you. They go to and flows through our veins, blows through our tunnels and rattles our chains, and they all fall down.
Oh. I love the dotted eighth note delay. That was really okay. So the drums incredibly pulled back, right? No hi-hats whatsoever, which when you have a really slow drum beat helps you know where you are, you know. It kind of helps you keep your place. It propels the beat forward, like tick, 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 or you know, but there's nothing, so it's just the and I think there's only one kick on beat one and then empty measure. So then all you have is the snare. So disorienting feeling, right? And then his flow, there were moments where it really locked in with the beat and others where it was more organic, which just led to the disorientation even more. And it's clearly not this music is trying to make you it's not trying to be comforting whatsoever, right? So I think being disoriented is probably an intentional side effect, or at least would be pleasing for this artist to know. And the sort of alarming kind of synth action that comes in, little chiptune and the just kind of puts you in a state of vigilance. I don't know, it's just kind of like whoa. The warped, like there was like sounded like a stretched out, mangled like vowel or something creepy. Now you know me with lyrics, I usually can't focus on the lyrics the first listen, so I only caught a few things he said, so I don't actually know what it's about. But I did notice, obviously, when he says guillotine, and on the beat one during the chorus, there's a slice sound, right, that falls, or a big, metal on that beat one as well. Oh, there is a bass, but it kind of was just going, Just kind of sort of makes your stomach like churn. Whoa, intense. Yeah. I'm glad you liked. Yeah. Wayos. I think he talked about guillotines. Yes, Chris, I think you're right. He said something about his nuts at one point. I caught that one. Oh my gosh. Yes, 2012 is this coming Sunday at 3:00 Central. Okay, so good segue. We're into decades where there's going to be lots of requests. Too many for me to, be able to listen to and comment in 2 hours. And sometimes I've been going over to 2.5 hours, which I can handle, but like that's kind of my cutoff, just like physically and mentally. So I still like to aim for 2 hours and have that buffer to go over if I so choose. But there's a few different ways we can proceed so that it's fair and everyone's happy. And I'd love to know what you think. There's only 20 of you on the stream, so, hopefully there'll be more feedback if people watch this later. Maybe I'll put a poll on my Patreon or something. But one thing we could do is not listen to the whole song, right? Just listen to the meat, a chorus, a verse, a bridge or section that you really, really want me to hear. And then I analyze it. Another option is to, I think it was the average I calculated, I can get through 17 songs in 2 hours at the rate that I normally go. So I could just basically take the first 17 super chats and then it's done. This will exclude any requests, though, from just the general chat, which I don't love. Another option, okay, I guess I have 4 options for you. Another option is that the first hour and a half is for super chats, and it will not be guaranteed that I can get to super chat. So it's you'd be taking a risk that I might not be able to get to your request. And then the last 30 minutes would be for the general chat requests. I guess that's mainly the 3 options, actually. I guess the 4th option would be not reserving certain times for different things, but just basically being like, I will, the super chats are no longer guaranteed, essentially, and I will pick based on what interests me most. I kind of like option 3 because that means that people that can't pay can still request songs. The only downside is that, if you have a super chat request, it's not a guarantee anymore. I mean, I guess I could limit it to no, I don't like that. Because if it's I'll take the first, say 12 super chats and that's the hour and a half. If you didn't get onto the stream right away and you're a few minutes late, you missed your window. And I don't love that because sometimes people can't show up on time. You have busy lives and responsibilities, and this is just a live stream. So we listened to it, Thomas, but you can listen to the replay. We actually accidentally listened to the one from 1984 halfway through first, and then I realized my mistake. Next, do I have a preference between being more of a song analyst or more of a DJ? I mean, it feels unethical for me to just simply play songs and not say anything about them, and for you to pay me to do that. I don't know. I don't love that. Also, I obviously like to comment, on what I'm hearing. I mean, I could maybe try to be more short-winded and just be I will spend 1 minute, literally 1 minute. Well, that really doesn't shave off more time because if I'm on average spending 7 minutes with a 5-minute song time limit, I don't know. I could always just comment over the music. That's another thing that will save time, but Molly likes the halvesies option. So sort of the first part being for super chats and then the last part being the last 30 minutes being for the general chat. You could submit beforehand. You can draw from a hat. Sounds like it might add a little bit more work, which I'm hesitant to do. Or just more steps, I should say. That's not a terrible idea. I think I'm going to just pocket that one for now. Maybe we can pull that out if the other ones don't work. Vaprex. No one knew this was happening. This was completely impromptu. Normally they are scheduled and you can see them on my channel. You can also subscribe to my Google Calendar, which has them all there. Or you can, if you're on my Patreon, you'll have access to the Discord, and that has a whole calendar. Also, if you make sure all your notifications are on for my channel, then you'll get a notification every time I schedule a live stream. So this was fixing a mistake live stream. Totally impromptu. Bye, Artemis K. I think you should, pain is hard. Pain is hard. I think you should go for whatever interests you. Maybe super chats first. Yes. That's kind of how I do it now, but the problem is I'm not gonna be able to get to all the super chats anymore because there's just so many for the 2 hours. So that's kind of why we're trying to figure out some other ways to make it fair and yeah. Okay. Pax and Milo could choose. How would they choose? Peter, do you stream on a scheduled basis? Yes. Every Sunday. The time does change between 12 noon Central and 3 p.m. Central. I would love for it to just be the same time every month, but it's not possible right now. So this is the best I can do. But yeah, it's going to be, it doesn't quite alternate, unfortunately, either. So you just kind of have to look at my channel. But it's every Sunday at either one of those times. So you can check it out. You want to do a poll? Okay, sure. Let me make a poll. Okay, so what appeals to you most? Okay, 90 minutes of super chats. But how do I can't really type a whole lot. 90 min super chat. No guarantee. Okay, so the first option is 90 minutes of super chats. No guarantee that I will actually be able to play them all, though. And then the last 30 minutes would be for the general chat. Free requests, but I can't type all of that. So that option is the first one that says 90-minute super chat. It's no guarantee. Second would be play parts of songs only. Or talk. Oh no. Okay. And then what was the other one? I don't know how to get all the details into this poll. Flip a turd. Okay, well, I just decided that we're just going to do this. These are the two options. Do I have to have 3? Hang on. It won't let me start the poll. Do I have to have 3? Huh. That doesn't make sense. Oh, I see. Okay. I hope that's clear. So the top option is the one where... Okay, whatever. If you really like this kind of live stream and you do want, if you are interested in joining my Patreon, we do a song request live stream at the end of every month, and it's not restricted to a year. It's just whatever you're interested in. Still have a 5-minute limit. Occasionally we'll do a special one where it's up to like 9 or 10 minutes. Those I do have them submit ahead of time, and then I review them all and I pick my favorites because I can only get to, a handful of them because of their length. So I'm not opposed to doing some at some point where submissions are coming in ahead of time, but I guess I'm nervous about the just sheer number of them. Whereas on Patreon, it's a much smaller stream. And so I can handle, those requests, but I don't really have I don't have a great system I use like a Google form, which is okay for 15 submissions. But if we're talking about 50 or more, I don't know. Super Trash Garbage joined. Yeah. Peter, oh my God, your album cover for Decca is incredible. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really happy with how that turned out. It was such a cool process, and the artists that made it all happen are so cool. Mailman Willie says no super chats. Well, unfortunately, I have to make a living, so I can't do that. I'm sorry. Jethro Tull, thick as a brick. That's such an interesting piece of music. I love the first part. I haven't listened to the entire thing. Updates on the remix contest. I'm still working through them. Yeah, the thing with my cat, just not only did it just eat into my time, because I was I was doing stuff for him, or I was a nervous wreck and couldn't, focus on anything. But it's also affected my sleep. So everything is now just taking longer. All the other things that I have on the irons on the grill, irons in the oven. What is but every day I listen to, maybe 10. And after that, I kind of lose objectivity because I'm hearing the same, the vocals over and over again. I'm like, oh, so, which is why I don't have a new date for the announcement. I don't want to promise and then not be able to deliver again. So slowly but surely, we're going to get there. Yeah. Yes, rest in peace, Ozzy. Irons on the teeth. Irons in the fire. That's what it is. But what does that even mean? Is that like a blacksmithing euphemism or something? Not euphemism. I can't. Brain not good with no sleep. Last night, so PAX update. He's been doing great in terms, he had a urinary blockage, very common in male cats, but life-threatening and terrifying. And he had to be in the ER for 2.5 days. So his first day home, I was basically every time he went to the litter box, I literally queued up right behind his butt and watched him and see what he did and then praised him and, make sure. But he hadn't had a BM, and it was going on 60 hours without a BM, and the last one he'd had was in the carrier on the way home, and it was loose, and he had an upset tummy. So sorry, graphic. And it's not a good sign when your animal won't, their bowel won't move. So I called the ER and I was like, should I bring him back? They're like, let's give it just 24 more hours just in case he's adjusting to his new diet. He's just stressed, So I stayed up until he finally made a move and delivered a package. And so I'm exhausted today because of that. But he did. I can't tell you how happy I was. So, yay! So I think he's good, and we're just trying to figure out how to get him to eat, to not live off of kibble anymore and eat all his wet food. And I can't tell you how many things I have bought to different moist things to try to get him to eat. And some of them he really loves, and but the actual food he was prescribed, he's not interested. So I'm trying to figure out something else. But why do cats love kibble so much? Like, it just seems like why would that be appetizing? Like hard balls of like ground up, like, is it like chips to us? Like, but I wouldn't want to live off of chips, would you? I don't know. It's just weird. They like wet food, but like not like they like kibble. Like kibble is, they're always interested in the kibble. I don't know what they put on that stuff. So anyway, Pax is doing good. And there's more details on my Patreon. It's like a free post, obviously, if you just want to know the whole saga. But I will say this has been a very eye-opening experience. And as a first-time cat owner, there's just a lot I didn't know. And I just want to say, if you have cats, especially male cats, try to be really aware of like how much fluid they consume, basically, and they don't always like drinking water. And wild cats get their water mostly from their prey. So I don't know if it's like a leftover trait from that, but if your cat isn't drinking water, then all they have to get it from is their food. So, if they're eating a lot of kibble and not a lot of wet food, like they're probably chronically dehydrated, and their little kidneys are just so sensitive. And so, yeah, like now I'm monitoring the color of Pax's urine, make sure it doesn't get too dark and all sorts of things. And apparently if your cat has a tendency to produce, crystals in their urine, then you shouldn't feed them any like seafood derived cat food. And oh my goodness, there's so many things. The active ingredient in the prescription urinary food is D-L-methionine or something. I think that's what it's called. Although you shouldn't just like give it to your cat without knowing exactly how much to give them. But, if you work with your vet, you can maybe supplement their regular food that way, which is honestly the way I might end up going. I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people I've talked to that have male cats have had at least one incident of a urinary blockage. The other thing I will say, though, is it is an emergency. If your cat looks like they're struggling to pee or they pee somewhere that they shouldn't, you might just think like, oh, they're mad at me, or oh, like the litter box isn't clean. And that could be true, but it actually could be that they're partially blocked. And yeah, it can turn in 24 hours. They can be on death's door. So the urine will back up into their kidneys, and it can cause like their kidney values to go through the roof. Like I forget what, creatinine and something else. And it can cause kidney failure or even sepsis or like heart attack. It is serious. And yeah, I didn't know any of this until I lived with a male cat last year, and unfortunately he didn't make it. And it was so sad, but I had no idea. He had symptoms of this, and I didn't know. I thought he was like going into my cat's litter box because he was excited that he got to get into my room. He like his mom was not home that night, and so he was coming in here and using the litter box, and I was like, oh, I guess he's like really excited to use our litter box. He never gets to do that, but actually he was, I didn't realize he wasn't able to go. And then he like wet my other housemate's bed, and she didn't know what that meant, so she didn't say anything. And just like, and then and then mom came home and she was like, he's kind of, something's off. And we were like, oh, I don't know what's going, none of us knew. And so it's just crazy. And I remember when I worked at a kennel, and even then I didn't know any of this. I just knew that cats had really sensitive, like just renal systems. And we had to record how much water the cats were drinking at the kennel. And all I knew was that, like, yeah, if a cat gets dehydrated, it's like serious. And so, but I didn't know why. And I didn't know about, anyway. So I feel the need to like educate people so that they don't have to, ideally prevent this from ever happening. But if it does happen, they'll know what to do. Because honestly, I do not think I would have realized it was an emergency with Pax if that hadn't happened to the other cat. I really don't. I think I would have been like, oh, that's weird. I guess, I don't know I'm not sure what I would have done, but because of what happened, I knew. I was like, we're going to the ER like right now, you know? So yeah, if they're going in and out of the litter box and like they just keep going, like that's not a good sign either. Also, you're supposed to have one litter box for every cat in the house plus one, so that they have lots of options and they don't have to, because I guess the litter box is a very like territorial thing, or sorry, this has become cat stream 2025, but like they're if they feel at all intimidated by another cat, or they just feel like uncomfortable for any reason to go into a certain litter, like if there's only one litter box, first of all, it has to be very clean, you know, all the time. You have to like really stay on top of it. There's just one. But yeah, it's just like, so now I have 3 litter boxes, and, you know, I'm just trying to do all the right things, man. If you have outdoor cats, it's different, right? I mean, indoor, outdoor cats, things are a little different, but my babies are indoors, so. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, sorry for rambling, but I do hope that somebody watches this and it's helpful in some way. You know, if it can save one kitty, it's worth it to ramble. Okay. So the poll is looking pretty clear that you're interested in trying a format next time where the first 90 minutes of the live stream are super chats, but I won't be able to get to all of them. It'll just be whatever I have time for in 90 minutes, and I will pick the ones that interest me, essentially, right? I would prefer to do the interest me part more, as opposed to like the more you pay, you know, like the more I'm gonna, you know, pick yours, because I you know, it's already, we're already running the risk of people who have disposable income getting to request songs, and people that don't, like, not getting the requests. And that's kind of how it started to go, which I don't like. So it'll be like my choice, what I pick, and, you know, and then the last 30 minutes, I'll basically open up requests in the general chat, and maybe like while I'm playing the last super chat song, you guys go crazy for 5 minutes, request what you want, and I will, I guess, try my best to take screenshots of it or something so that I can pick from that for the last 30 minutes. I think that will only end up being, though, like 6 songs. No, not even 6, because I have to talk. 5 songs, probably. 5 songs for there. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. Okay, to play us out, I'm going to put on a song from 2011 that some of you are going to hate, so you can leave before it happens. It's Korn. It's dubstep Korn. So if that sounds like a nightmare, then good night. Thank you for coming. This was from 2011, and I'm trying to figure out which one I want to play. I might have to like start them to remember which one's which, because I'm not sure. But yes, dubstep Korn. So those of you that are leaving, I bid you adieu, and I'll see you next week at 3 o'clock Central for 2012. And those of you that are staying, you're brave, you're beautiful. Let's do this. Okay. Is it? It's the one that goes. I will not let something that I will send the pain within into something. Maybe I can remember the lyrics. I will kill the pain. Maybe it's Burn the Obedient. I'm gonna look up a lyric and see. Kill mercy within. Okay, got it. Good. Okay, here we go.
This way.
It's beautiful.
Feeling like I'm alienated from my own end. I will not be made to feel way I feel in a fake charade. Spewing violet across the days, bringing existence to its knees. I will manifest my sins and I will kill mercy within. Immersed in this hypnotic spell, influenced by the hate that swells. I'm not terrified anymore. There's nothing left but open source.
What's the taste?
Spewing violence across the days, bringing existence to its knees. I will manifest my sins and I will kill mercy within. Immersed in this hypnotic spell, influenced by the hate that swells. I'm not terrified anymore. There's nothing left but open source. There's nothing left but open source.
I kind of feel like Korn was made for dubstep. Just like the tempos, the grit, you know, they're sexy and like, you know, there's it's, I don't know, it just, I think it works really well. But of course you have to like Korn and you have to like dubstep, and you know, so for some that could be like, that would be like, you know, for some it would be like how if I were to eat like a cilantro, fistful of cilantro while listening to Rototoms, right? Like it would be deadly. But I think it's beautiful. I think Korn is one of those bands where, just like Nine Inch Nails, where it's easy to almost get distracted by the grit of the production, the hardness of it all. I mean, I know not all Nine Inch Nails songs are like hard, but you know, a lot of them are. And miss how like beautiful the composition is. So yeah, like Jonathan Davis's melodies are like gorgeous. Like if you made a piano cover of a Korn song, it would be amazing. Even that one is gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful. And it even has the, oh shit, did I turn off my keyboard? Okay, fine. That's all right. I should go. Okay, well, cool. Thank you for for joining me last minute. And those of you watching on the replay, I hope I got to, you know, I got to all the super chat. Wait. Yeah, I should have got. Let me just double check. And yes. Okay, I got to them all. Sorry about what happened last time. We're going to try some new things going forward. And thanks for being along for the ride. And I will see you on Sunday. Farewell.